Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a big update from the Social Security Administration that's got a lot of people talking and maybe a little worried. It's all about a major change to how they handle overpayments, and trust me, this is something you'll want to know about if you're on Social Security or have loved ones who are. Starting March 27, 2025, that's tomorrow from when I'm recording this, the SSA is bumping up the overpayment withholding rate to 100% of your monthly benefit for new overpayments. Yep, you heard that right, 100%. So, what does this mean for you? How did we get here? And what can you do if it affects you? Let's break it all down. First off, let's talk about what Social Security overpayments even are. Social Security pays out retirement, disability, and survivor benefits to over 72.5 million Americans every year. That's a massive program, dishing out about $1.4 trillion annually. Most of the time, they get it right, but sometimes mistakes happen. Maybe you didn't report a change in your income fast enough, or there was an error on their end, or you kept getting payments while appealing a decision. When that happens, the SSA might pay you more than you're entitled to, and that's called an overpayment. In 2023 alone, they recovered $4.9 billion in overpayments, but they still had $23 billion left uncollected by the end of the year. That's a big chunk of change, and it's why they're shaking things up now. So, here's the big news. As of March 27, 2025, if you get a new overpayment, meaning it happens after that date, the SSA will withhold your entire monthly Social Security benefit until they get that money back. This is a huge shift from the policy we've had since March 2024, when the Biden administration lowered the default withholding rate to just 10% of your benefit, or $10, whichever was more. That was a relief for a lot of folks because it meant smaller deductions and less financial stress. But now, they're flipping the script back to what it was during the Obama and first Trump administration's full 100% withholding. The SSA says this will help them recover about $7 billion over the next decade, which sounds like a win for the trust funds, but it's got some people raising their eyebrows. Why are they doing this? Well, Acting Commissioner Lee Dudek put it pretty clearly. We have the significant responsibility to be good stewards of the trust funds for the American people. It's our duty to revise the overpayment repayment policy back to full withholding to properly safeguard taxpayer funds. Basically, they're saying this is about keeping Social Security solvent and making sure every dollar is accounted for. But here's where it gets tricky. This only applies to new overpayments after March 27, 2025. If you've got an overpayment from before that date, you're still under the old rules. And if you're on Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, your withholding rate stays at 10%. So, it's not a blanket change for everyone, but it's still a big deal for those who might get hit with a new overpayment. Now, let's talk about what this could mean for you or someone you know. Imagine you're getting, say, $1,500 a month from Social Security, and then you get a notice saying you were overpaid by $3,000. Starting tomorrow, if that overpayment happens after March 27th, they could take your entire $1,500 check every month until that $3,000 is paid back. That's 2 full months with no Social Security money coming in. For a lot of folks, especially seniors, who rely on this for rent, groceries, or Medicare premiums, that's a huge hit. And here's an unexpected twist. This change is coming right around the same time as other Social Security updates, like the Fairness Act adjustments we'll talk about in another video. That timing could make things even tougher for some people, and it's got advocates worried about the financial strain on older Americans. But don't panic just yet, there are options if this happens to you. The SSA isn't leaving you totally high and dry. If you get an overpayment notice, you've got some moves you can make. First, you can request a lower repayment rate. If losing 100% of your check is going to leave you unable to pay your bills, you can fill out Form SSA 634 and ask them to take less each month. You can call or head to your local Social Security office to get that sorted out. Second, you can appeal the overpayment decision if you think it's wrong, maybe the amount's off, or it wasn't your fault. That's Form SSA 561, and you've got 60 days to file it. And third, you can request a waiver with Form SSA 632 if you weren't at fault, like if the SSA messed up and you can't afford to pay it back. The good news, they won't take any money while your appeal or waiver is pending, so you've got some breathing room to figure things out. This change isn't without controversy, though. Some folks like the SSA itself say it's a smart move to protect the system and make sure taxpayer money isn't wasted. But others, including Social Security advocates, are sounding the alarm. They're saying this could push vulnerable people into real hardship, especially with other challenges like proposed job cuts and office closures at the SSA, which NPR reported on just a few days ago on March 22nd. There's even talk of past cases where 100% clawbacks led to shock bills that sparked public outrage, according to CBS News. It's a balancing act between fiscal responsibility and supporting beneficiaries, and not everyone's happy with where the scale's tipping. So, what's the bottom line? As of right now, March 26, 2025, this new 100% withholding rate for overpayments kicks in tomorrow. And it's a big shift that could affect how you manage your finances if you're on Social Security. It's all about new overpayments after that date, so if you're in the clear now, you're good for now. But if you do get hit with one, know your rights, request a lower rate, appeal, or seek a waiver. For more details, check out ssa.gov. They've got all the forms and info you need. And if you're worried about this, keep an eye on your payments and report any changes to the SSA ASAP to avoid overpayments in the first place. That's it for today's deep dive. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We've got more Social Security updates coming your way. Have you or someone you know dealt with an overpayment before? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.